So, before you go to sleep, do you want to talk for a bit?
Of course. In fact, I was about to ask you the same thing.
That's what you say, but on the inside, you actually enjoy being surrounded by girls more than talking to me, don't you?
And you seem to enjoy teasing me.
I'm just kidding.
Truthfully, I don't think I've ever wished you were there to save me more than then. I've never been comfortable in such spirited environments.
Put 3 women in a room and it'll get like that, yeah. It can be overstimulating.
I could not have been more out of my element.
I don't know, you seem to fit in pretty well to me.
You really think so?
You made it for a great plaything.
Oh yes, I'm quite good at that, aren't I? I will say, there was one thing about the whole affair that surprised me.
No? What would that be?
I did not expect I would be able to have such a normal social interaction. And not because I'm awkward or a poor conversationalist. For most of my life I was cursed, irregular, and you were the only one who didn't treat me like that. That came to be what I saw as normal. And as such, being able to participate in a social gathering like that is a very exotic sensation. It feels almost like it shouldn't be possible.
You are normal, Michelle. An ordinary man.
This right here. This is what I wish I always had in my life. And for me to finally attain it in death. Though I suppose lamenting the details would make me ungrateful. I am glad to have had the experience, though.
I'm glad to hear it. So, I know I've been talking about how much I want to save Morgana, and that hasn't changed. Neither has my desire to change everyone's future. But if you want to leave this place, to go somewhere far away and have a life of your own, you have my full support. You've got everything you ever wanted. You have the right to choose to stay here and live in this time.
I wouldn't dream of it. I am not going to leave you trapped in that darkness. I will not make the same mistake twice. Regardless, there's no point in me choosing a life without you there as well, in the flesh.
Okay then. Well, I'll be here waiting.
Hopefully not for long. I really think Morgana and I have a great deal in common.
What?
I was a bit too distressed.
What?
One the daughter of God, one a demon child. We were both forced into inhuman roles, living lives of solitude, constantly having things we cared about taken away from us, including, ultimately, our lives. The big difference between me and her is that I had you. If you hadn't been there at the end of my mortal life, perhaps I too would have grown to despise those who had put me through such misery, curse their very souls. She had no one, though. Not a single person to be there for her final days.
From what she told us, though, her life wasn't all sorrow and misery. She did eventually come to find happiness in her time at the brothel.
In fact, she's even said that was where she learned to experience joy. Well, I know there were a number of girls there. If Maria was one of them, she was particularly close with, perhaps her being here could have a positive effect on Morgana.
We'll have to see what she says tomorrow night.
That we will. And then our time limit is noon the next day. So we'll need to have everything necessary figured out by then. Everything it will take for her to have a change of heart.
I'm not worried one bit. I have complete confidence in you, Michelle.
I am somewhat worried.
What's there to worry about? Here, I'll shout, "You can do it" 100 times.
So you're planning to cheer me to death? Cheer me to death? So you're planning to cheer me to death? There we go.
I just want every last bit of you to know I'm rooting for you.
I assure you, you've made that abundantly clear.
Hey, there was something I wanted to tell you, if it's alright. If that's alright.
Yes.
Achoo! I can still sneeze when I'm dead. When I learned about your past and about your body, it came as a big shock to me. That said, I'm confident you know that my feelings for you haven't changed one bit.
I do.
But what I want you to know is that even if I had found out back then instead of after having waited hundreds of years for you to return, my feelings still would not have changed.
My God. You see what I mean? The best fucking love story ever told. Because it has all the trappings of like a classical, like dramatic love story. You know, operatic, fucking soap operatic, goddamn life or death stakes, actual soulmates, literal soulmates. And yet it doesn't have any of the toxic elements present in those. You know, it has like modern sensibilities for what comprises a healthy relationship on top of it. It's just, oh, it's so perfect.
If you had told me while we were alive, I would have still accepted you. Now, of course, I know it's not something you could have come out with so easily, especially considering everything you went through because of it. We only lived together for a little over a year, and we were only partners for a month. So I understand how difficult it would have been to think I wouldn't push you away. But I'm not sure you grasp just how much I loved you, even then. My wounds ran deeper than even I knew. And them fully healing was simply not possible. Anyone else's touch, anyone else's warmth, my heart and body would have rejected. I sincerely wish I had expressed that to you more clearly. That it had to be you. That I needed you.
I did believe at the time that I could start over with you. That we could have a normal life together. Or, well, I fooled myself into believing it. But I could never rid myself of the guilt and shame at how it was impossible for me to give that to you. I would imagine our future together. You smiling with our children in your arms, playing with them, scolding them, teaching them. And then I would remember I am incapable of giving you those children, of even engaging in the prerequisite acts. And the more I wished for your happiness, the tighter that guilt constricted me. I do apologize for not saying anything.
You carried far more weight than any one person should ever have to carry alone. But you don't have to do that anymore. For one, I'll support you no matter what. And in this time, you're normal to everyone, not only me. And in this time, you have allies. You don't have to take You don't have to take everything on yourself anymore. Ooh. Sorry, fucking headphone wires bumping against surfaces. If you can hear that. I love you, Michelle. I do. I absolutely adore you.
Where is this coming from?
I wanted to say it, so I did. Is that a problem? God!
Gonna puke fucking the happiest puke of my life. Disgusting! In the best way. No problem.
You're blushing, aren't you? Your cheeks are red as tomatoes. I wish I could see you now.
I'm going to open the window.
Why? It's night. It's gonna be cold.
Exactly, I need to cool down. I love him. I love him.
What are you eyeing at?
It's a spring snow. It's gorgeous. Whoa! Have we ever seen that face before? I don't even remember that, playing it the first time. Jesus! Oh my... Holy fuck! That shook me to my core. Jesus Christ! Oh my... Wow. That's gorgeous. That face. Oh my god, I just need to drink that in. Wow. The power of this medium, man. Because it's a visual medium, but selective visual medium. It's really strict on what it shows you and when. And with the power of... you might think it's a limitation having, limited facial expressions to use at any given time for any character. But the power of that repetition is that when you see something that's not repeated, that's original, that's new for the first time, it contrasts it so heavily. Like, wow, man. If this were animated, if this were just a novel, you wouldn't be able to get that feeling that I just had. Wow. Like you could get like a cute version of it, like if it was animated and he had never smiled properly and now he's smiling sincerely. It's like, oh, that's cute. But it's the punchy contrast of it being, okay, here's this face, and this face, and this face. It's always just this face. And now you see fucking this face! Oh! That's gorgeous! Wow. There was hardly a cloud when I was outside earlier, and now it's snowing.
Are you worried Maria might catch something out in this weather?
Hopefully she's in bed by now.
Jesus. Fuck. How did I forget this?
I must not have been in the right headspace when this moment happened the first time. And I haven't transcribed this bit yet for the fan project, fan dub. But fucking Jesus Christ. Even if I had transcribed it, what I do is I fast forward through a bunch of text and then just go back into the log and transcribe it while scrolling through the log, which is the most efficient. I've never seen it snow in the spring before. Maybe I just wasn't paying any attention to what lay beyond the dark walls of that house.
Maybe.
Have you?
Have I
seen a springtime snow before?
3 or 4 times, perhaps. So not very often, no.
Huh. So you've seen this already.
Would it have been better if I hadn't?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just thought it would be nice if it was the first time for both of us.
You sound like a little kid.
Is that childish? Well, I don't mind either way. I'm still glad my first time seeing it wasn't alone. That's magic, man. That's love. Nothing else to say. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Little specks of white drifting through the darkness.
Yes, I can see it. It's beautiful. I'm happy I could see this with you too.
God, it changes my brain to voice Michelle while smiling like that, man. Wow. What a visceral sensation.
You don't want the wind to cool you off too much now. I think it's time for you to warm back up.
Sorry, I was so engrossed by the sight.
Maybe it'll stick and you can see it again tomorrow. The grounds would be quite lovely covered in snow. But for now, you should get some sleep.
She's like a mom already. I suppose.
You already passed out once today. You need to make sure you're well rested.
Hard to argue with that. I'll be counting on your help again tomorrow. Our success or failure depends on how tomorrow goes.
That it does. Let's make it count.
Good night, Giselle.
Good night, Michelle.
Ah. One day until her death. Isoge, isoge! My head feels like someone drove a spike through it. What's going on? Am I in the cellar? My hands are tied up behind my back. What am I doing down here? Wait. Giselle. Giselle? Say something, Giselle! Unable to make any sort of sense out of my circumstances, it's not long after I regain consciousness that panic begins to sink in. And the most unsettling thing of all, the most frightening detail, is the fact that I can't hear her voice. Awake, are we? That's the last face you want to see in a situation like this. Are you the one who brought me here? What, you don't remember this morning? Morning? This music brings back memories, doesn't it? Right. I woke up because I heard someone enter the room. And then he hit me over the head. You're not dead, at least. That's good. What do you hope to accomplish by tying me up and bringing me down here? Remember what I said last night at supper about me putting on a little sideshow for you? What? I was reenacting the Last Supper with you as the guest of honor. Oh, now I see. When you were asking if I had any family or friends, you were trying to find out if anyone would notice if I disappeared, if anyone would make any noise. You're sharper than you look. Does he not look sharp, really? This guy? This angelic being doesn't look sharp? If only you'd caught on yesterday. Please, Giselle, say something. Giselle! Why won't you answer me? Why can't I hear your voice? Why can't I feel you there? You're a quiet one. I thought you'd be a little louder. What made you decide to get rid of me? Did the nun say something? She has nothing to do with this. I have permission from the Lord to act at my own discretion. Should I come across anyone acting suspicious? This doesn't seem in the least bit wrong to you. I wouldn't say that. You're an acquaintance's friend who made a long trip to come see him, and I have you tied up in the cellar. That's not what I would consider right, no. But seeing as you're good enough friends for him to let you stay here, I assume he's also spilled everything. He never had what it took, that boy. If I were to guess, it got to be too much for him to handle, so he went to a friend. To you. Leave him out of this. I see. So how much did he tell you? If you come clean, I might even let you go. Get rid of him, have you take his place. I said leave him out of this! So you're determined not to talk, are you? What a loyal friend. Listen to me! Listen. Oh, I'm listening. Because you have a lot of talking to do. I don't have many chances to let loose. So I'll be taking as much time as I get today. You Kurina. He says in an eerily flat tone of voice as he draws nearer, pausing between each step as if to taunt me. And when he reaches me, struggling to get off the ground. Wait, what? Ah! He slams his heel into my shoulder. Not being able to use your hands makes you appreciate how much easier it is when you can... Jesus. Not being able to use your hands Makes you appreciate how much easier it is to stand up when you can, doesn't it? Help! Someone, please! Help! Don't waste your energy. No one ever comes back this far. And the door is so heavy, your screams would never make it out. But that's the least of your worries. The door to the cellar's been locked, and the only key is right here. There's no getting in. If you can run fast enough, you might have a chance of making it to the door and escaping. Want to test your luck? I doubt you can make it. He pulls the full weight of his body into his heel, pressing down on my spine, turning my breaths into gasping sputters. I gather together all my strength, but even that isn't enough to overpower him. Now, you're going to tell me everything. What are you and the boys scheming? What's your endgame? Who else is in on it? Damn it! I don't have many options here. What can I even do in this situation? Tell me what I want to know, and maybe I'll let you live. I guess I have no choice but to tell him the truth. Alright, fine. I'll tell you everything. Just know that this isn't some attempt to beg for mercy. I came to this mansion in order to unlock the door to the observation tower and free Morgana. Melu's not the one who told me about her, though. I went to him and asked for his assistance. He didn't have to tell me because I already knew, both about her and what you're doing to her, stealing her blood and making medicine from it. Who told you then? Morgana did. Morgana's soul told me everything. I am not from this time. I lived in a time after her death. It takes me several moments to process what just happened. A fire runs up my arm from my little finger, only turning into pain when it finally reaches my brain. I twist my head back to see the man on top of me holding my right hand. My finger snapped backwards at the second joint. I'll ask you again. Who told you? Morgana did. She dies on the day of the Harvest Festival. Next up is your ring finger, and then your middle, if you insist on keeping this up. I'm telling you the truth. She bears so much hatred. She casts a curse on your souls. I've seen what happens in your next life. Now you're resorting to souls and next lives. I'm genuinely impressed. What lies are you going to cook up next, white-haired knave? If I don't set Morgana free, your souls will be enslaved for all eternity, imprisoned in this cursed mansion. When the bell tolls noon, On the day of the Harvest Festival, you'll lose everything. All of you will. You cannot escape it unless you do something. And the nun, the reason you locked Morgana up in the first place, she won't be safe either. She'll be killed! Two fingers left. Can you keep up the act that long? Everything I'm saying is the truth. I've seen it all with my own 2 eyes. Why are you so insistent on maintaining this farce? Is it to protect the boy? Or do you have some other motive? Every last word is true. Continuing to lie isn't going to make this any easier. Your voice is shaking. The pain's starting to get to you, isn't it? What you're doing to Morgana, it achieves nothing. You must release her and atone for your sins. Otherwise, your soul and the souls of those you care about will be doomed to suffering. I see what this is now. You don't have the information I want, so all you can do is spin these lies. You thick-skulled bastard. There are other options, though. Beg me for mercy. Sob like a little child, sniveling your "please don't kill me's" and "I don't want to die's" and "it hurts so bad, please stops." Grovel on the ground, you tiny, pathetic man, and if you can entertain me, maybe I'll consider it. I will never shed another tear, and I will never beg for your damned mercy. Nothing I've said to you has been a lie. Some cheap attempt to fool you into letting me go. Every last word of it is true. I know the sins you've burdened your soul with. I know the fate that awaits you in your next life, and I will gladly tell you every detail. You're down to just your thumb. Now go on, if you're so eager to tell me. Let's hear about my supposed next life, shall we? In your next life, you lose your memory in an accident, causing you to forget your own humanity. The innate savagery you normally keep hidden beneath a mask is released, unrestricted. And you turn into a creature no more than... No, you turn into a beast. My mask. You murder countless people, including the woman you once called your lover. Lover. Hers is a name you know very well. Pauline, your tether. My tether? How do you know that word? Because I know everything. I know what you wanted. I know what you were never able to obtain. You idolized humanity and you yearned for peace. You're telling me I kill the nun in my next life? I am. That is the fate that lies waiting for you. Her love for you is so strong she refuses to believe you're dead. She leaves her seaside hometown in search of you, and she finds you. But you slaughter her. Did you say she lived in a city on the sea? In addition to her, you also lose someone else. A woman who tried to give you the peace you so desired. Which eventually which eventually causes you to succumb entirely to instinct. Enough! Alright, fine. Now I know what you are. You're no mere seasoned liar. You're some kind of evil spirit that deceives humans. You're peering into my heart, tailoring your lies specifically to manipulate me. I am not. I swear, I have seen everything that happens. Enough. But there's a chance you can change your fate. All you have to do is cease your involvement in Morgana's imprisonment. Set her free. Allay the hatred she bears for you. Are you deaf? I said I've heard enough. Release Morgana! Save your soul! Give her a better future! Silence! I think I'll take your arm off first. Cut right through your shoulder, nice and slowly. Don't! It'll still be attached for a while yet, don't you worry. You hear that, spirit? That's the sound of your flesh ripping apart, the sound of your muscles being severed. Not gonna be doing much talking anymore, are you? Not through the pain, you aren't. Plead for your life, spirit. Beg for mercy. Admit it was all a sham. Apologize. Let the room fill with your cries of agony. Nothing was a sham. Every last word. It's all the truth. I'll rip that head right off your shoulders. I don't care who or what you are anymore. You're dead!
You will do no such thing! Get back! You will not harm him further!
Pauline. What? What are you doing here, Pauline? I told you to stay away. And the door was locked.
I opened it.
You!
One of Nellie's hairpins was long enough to get into the lock and undo it. She won't be getting much use out of it anymore, though. Busted it up pretty badly on the process. The docks on the tower door are too complex, but this one here is a lot simpler. Bet you never expected me to go cat burglar on you, huh?
You stupid boy!
Oh, what was your question last night again? Something about being on the edge of a cliff or whatever? Well, here's your answer. I'll do everything I can to save both of them. This is terrible. How could you? Oh my, you're badly hurt. Sit tight, I'll call for a doctor.
Don't worry about me. You need to talk to him. Get him to talk.
We've got to do something about you, though. I'll get that wound patched up at least, until you can get it properly checked out.
Thank you. Was it you who went to get Pauline?
No, I ran into her while I was looking for you, which is when she told me she was looking for him. Neither of us were having much luck, so we scoured the mansion together. And when we reached the stairs to the cellar and heard the screaming, my worst fears were confirmed. So I picked the lock and here we are. Sorry we didn't make it sooner. This could have been avoided. God, look what he did to you. There's so much blood in your fingers.
No, you made it just in time. My arm's still attached, but I'm not dead. Neither of which would be true without you.
So I guess that means I actually did something good for once. Did something for someone other than myself.
You did.
So everything Michelle said is true. The Lord isn't storing his valuables in the tower. He's got a girl locked up there. Well, is it true or not?
It's still the Lord's property, either way. The church is being funded with her miracle blood. So that makes her valuable, yes.
So you're saying I've been handing out human blood and telling people it was medicine?
Not human, witch. No, Morgana is a human girl. She hasn't become a witch yet, at least not here.
All this time, I've been lying to the people who believe in me, without even knowing what I was doing.
Like you said, you didn't know. You haven't done anything wrong.
Ignorance does not excuse sin. All that time I spent with you, and I didn't notice anything wrong.
That was the idea. You weren't supposed to notice anything. It's not your fault I deceived you. It's unreasonable to think you should have been able to.
All that. You did it to help me, though, didn't you? Like a stupid little girl, I assumed it was all out of the good of your heart. Never once stopping to think any deeper than that, about where it was all coming from. Maria was right. I was blind. I was content to be pleased about the people I thought I was helping. I want you to do something for me. I want you to set this girl, set Morgana free. Please do not make your sins any greater than they already are.
But without the witch's blood, we lose the Lord's patronage, and then the church.
What good is a church that isn't actually saving anyone? Actually, no, that's avoiding the point entirely.
What do you mean?
To tell you the truth, I never actually cared about the church at all.
You... what? How can you say that when you've always been so unconditionally charitable, even if it meant giving away food or money you needed yourself? People call you the saintess because that's what you are, a saint.
It's true, I do that. But the fact is, I'm no saint. I don't deserve to be held up as one, nor do I belong in that position. I'm just an ordinary girl. I never wanted to be a nun, you know. I just didn't have any other options available to me. And I sure didn't have the confidence to make it out there on my own like Maria. So I did what I was told. And to keep myself from thinking it was a mistake, from feeling dissatisfied with that choice, I put everything I had into my responsibilities to the church. My unconditional charity was rooted entirely in selfishness. And the longer I kept it up, the harder it became to stop. I forgot what I really wanted.
And what would that be?
A normal, happy life, as an ordinary girl.
In a city on the water.
What?
Sorry, Pauline's voice is hard to do after screaming. No!
What?
That's what you said your dream was for. That's what you said your dream was. For your next life.
Right. Yeah. A quiet life with the man I love.
You might get that wish, in fact.
Huh?
That's what you said, wasn't it? That in her next life she lives in a city by the sea. That is correct. In your next life, Pauline, you are not a nun. You're an ordinary girl who lives in a seaside village. A sweet, cheerful, energetic girl who wears her heart on her sleeve. You have both your mother and father. And I. So you believe me now? I don't know. Your claims are utterly ridiculous. But it's getting harder to think you're lying. If that's what you really wanted, Pauline, what should I have done instead? I envied what you had. That solace. The last thing I wanted was for you to lose it. But you're saying you found no peace in that life.
That's right.
So what should I have done?
I wanted you to take me away from this place. Somewhere far away. I wanted you to make it so I could be Pauline, not Marie. That would have been my ideal life. To live with you. To have a family with you.
How was I supposed to know?
You couldn't possibly have known. I realize that. And that makes me every bit as complicit as you. Set Morgana free.
I will be expected to pay for my crimes. That itself is not a problem. I have every intention of facing the consequences. But we have done terrible, gruesome things. I don't know what the usual punishment for such I don't know what the usual punishment for such is in this land. But if I had to guess, I would say execution. And me being an outsider makes it easier for people to place the blame on me. I won't be able to take you away.
We'll find each other again in our next lives, okay?
Okay. As I'm sure you've heard, my involvement in this conspiracy ends here. I'm glad to hear you've decided to take action. Sorry about your fingers and arm. I'm still alive. That's what matters. The third key is in the Lord's possession. You said you needed it by noon of the Harvest Festival, yes? Which means we need to act quickly. That's correct. We must set Morgana free before the bell tolls noon tomorrow. Then tonight, that's the next time the Lord will be here. Tonight I'll kill him and take his key.
Wait, no. We're not shedding any blood to get his key. Do you remember what I said a few minutes ago about not committing any further sins?
He is not likely to hand over the key without a fight, though.
We need to convince him, not force his hand. Besides, simply opening the door is not enough.
Why not?
My goal here is to save Morgana's soul. In order to do that, I need to pacify at least some degree of the hatred. I need to pacify at least some degree of the hatred she bears in it. A hatred rooted in her perception of you and the things you've done to her. I need to change that perception.
I'm not quite following.
What do you mean by change her perception? For you and the Lord to tell your stories, to describe what happened from your perspectives.
You want my perspective?
I do. Something in your motivations or your circumstances might serve to lessen the animosity she holds for you. The greater the discrepancy in what she believes to be the truth and the full story, with everyone's perspectives included, the greater the chance she may have a change of heart.
Okay, I now understand what you want from me.
However, my perspective will do nothing to serve that end.
There is no ambiguity, no justification for my actions.
Regardless, I would still like to know the whole truth, if you're willing to tell me you're part of it.
Okay. I'll come by your room later today.
Hey, is it alright if I'm there too?
Sorry.
That was not good.
Sorry, I would rather if you weren't.
Why?
Everything you need to know, I've told you already. I captured a witch. No. I kidnapped a young girl for profit and imprisoned her in the tower. My motivation, as I said, was to keep your church funded. Those are the facts. The things I did along the way were brutal and inhumane. I hope you can understand why I wouldn't want the woman I love to hear any of that.
I understand.
I'll see you again later in the day.
I'll be waiting. I should get going too. You're going to need medication and something to get that arm dressed properly. And if there's anything else I can get you, let me know. If you want to see a doctor, I'll find you the best one I can. I'm so sorry for ever doubting you.
No, I understand. I'm glad you came at all.
Me too. Well, see you.
I'm kind of surprised. He's actually got a soft spot, huh? And I was sure you were full of it when you said the two of them had a thing going. What does she see in a guy like him anyway? She's got bad taste in guys, that's for sure. What's with that look? Just admiring your rather inappropriate remarks.
Sorry. I was just so relieved it kind of came out.
It's okay. You almost got a smile out of me.
I've never seen you smile before.
What a thing to say after what the audience has just seen. I blame being relieved too. Now, would you mind helping me get back to my room? Huh, I blame being relieved too. Oh, interesting. For not smiling or what?
Sure, no problem. My shoulder's all yours. You know, you really are something else, Michelle. I could hear you through the door as I was getting it open, and honestly, I'm amazed you were able to stand up to him like that. I don't want to get my hopes up too high just yet, but I'm starting to think you might actually be able to do something about the Lord.
That's reassuring, thank you.
Sure. Anyway, let's get going. You should get as much rest as you can until he shows up. Well, I mean, you should be going to see a doctor with these wounds. Oh yeah, Nellie's been worried sick about you all day. I'll have to tell her not to pounce on you, because I'm sure she'll come running as soon as she hears we found you.
What a day, huh? What a morning. Giselle, you were right. I do have people here who will support me. People who are grateful for me and who can show concern for me. But you have to know, Giselle, that it's your voice I want to hear more than anyone else's. Why can I not hear you? Where are you, Giselle? Giselle.